What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bench Sheet Podcast. I'm George Yang. This is my co-host, Kevin Spees, a.k.a. Poopy Farty McFarty Pants.
I've been having a rough time.
Kevin's been hurting, so that's why he's leaving his glasses on. But I'm going to take mine off so I don't look like the guy or the cop from Reno 911. But we have a special guest today, the internet sensation, the beer chugger himself, Ronny Doitche. Give it up for Ronny Doitche.
Hey, Ronny.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And you know what? The funny thing about this is, Kevin, who is a famous TikToker, Instagrammer, whatever you want to call it, internet sensation, was like, hey, I think we can get Ronny Doitche on. I'm like, oh, Ronny Doitche. The funny thing about that is actually me and this guy, Ronny Doitche, grew up together in...
It's insane.
Northern Massachusetts and the great state of New Hampshire. This guy was actually a force down low in the post. And yes, this is a basketball podcast mixed along with some sports and some funny things to go along with it. So we had to drag in that he was a phenomenal athlete, played at Plymouth State University. Go Panthers, Cougars.
Panthers.
Cougars.
And so we have known each other for, I think it's probably going on like, since I was 13 years old. I'm 31 now, almost 20 years.
George, can you talk about the first time that you saw him on the internet?
Yeah, I saw him taking down literally like 6 beers in the matter of like 10 seconds. And I was like, yeah, I showed someone, they're like, who the fuck is that? I was like, I know that guy. So I'm going to call him Ronny, but his name is actually Tommy. How the fuck did you get in that? We knew you had a hidden talent because you'd always do it with like Gatorades when we were like at basketball practice.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah.
That's
Holy
true.
shit, I didn't know that.
You probably remember, I don't know if you might be a little young, the Man Show on Comedy Central.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Fuck up. First off, before we get into this, I need to speak a little bit about how dedicated I am to this show. I have shit today 34 times at least. At least. And none of it has been anything but liquid. I am sick.
Oh, you did pee twice.
I did pee from my wiener, but I also peed from my butt. So I'm rocking the sunglasses just because I think there's death in my eyes. Anyway, continue on the Man Show because it's important to get that out of the way.
Yeah, so there's a guy called the Fox that could do what I'd pour a beer like straight down his throat.
Yeah.
And I think I was in 6th or 7th grade at my buddy's house, like one of the rich, like Rye kids.
Yeah. Rye, New Hampshire.
Whose parents had like the second fridge in the garage. Yeah. And they weren't like keeping an eye on us.
The 6th grade, is this I'll let you finish, sorry.
It was like 6th or 7th grade. I can't really remember, but I remember it. We snuck like a couple Michelob Ultras and we were over the sink, like trying to pour it directly down. And like the first couple times projectile into the sink, but like I think the 3rd or 4th time it went down like too smoothly. And
so you just fought back the gag, basically? You just fought back the...
I think anybody can do it. It's a mental block thinking you need to take like individual sips of anything. It's weird to talk about.
Try it right now, George. Give it a chug. Let it go down your throat. Just let it slide down your throat. No, you couldn't do it.
No, I can't do it. No, that's intense because, there are kids watching here, and, when I did first, dabble in the alcohol drinking thing, I remember it was back when, people who are avid beer pong players, your first time playing beer pong, I think everybody played with beer in the cup, which you now look at as like, that's fucking disgusting.
Gross.
Hair and dust.
That's gross.
Yeah.
And you actually drink
when it hits the cup and like you're drinking it and they're like, chug, and you're like, what, in 9th or 10th or 8th grade? Sorry to all my high school teachers that didn't think I drank, but yeah.
I did.
That like sensation of like burning where you're trying to like take down a beer is like almost borderline nasty, and beer's an acquired taste, but we're going to show a couple videos when we get the chance.
Yeah, we need some highlights to show here. How did you get started? What was the first thing? Did you try to go viral? What was talk about like that like process.
Okay, so it was like 2020. And there was I'm in a group chat with all my college buddies. Yeah. They're all married. They all have kids, similar to you.
Yeah, fucking boring
losers,
lifestyle.
Boring.
Yeah. Dad of the year. Great work.
Cool.
So one kid sends me a video, and it's like a kid drinking like 4 or 5 beers in a row. And they're like, you can't still do this. And I'm like, guys,
I'll do this
I've
now.
gained like 30 pounds. I'm still drinking. I'm way better than I ever was in college. So I was like pissed at everybody talking shit to me. So
Yeah.
it was during COVID. I was laid off from Farmers Insurance. So I'm like, I'll show them.
You know what we got to say about Farmers Insurance?
Look at us now, bitch.
And I just posted. It went like somewhat, like it didn't go crazy.
It's on
but
TikTok
like,
or on Instagram?
Oh, it was on Instagram. It didn't go like crazy, but it went enough to like, I like doing it.
Yeah.
I enjoy making like one video a week.
Yeah.
It's just like, so for the last 4 years, I've just been trying to make like one video a week. And it's just like, it's fun because you can't keep doing the same shit over and over again.
I mean, either way, you're chugging beer, but you have to find so many different creative ways.
Yeah,
to
like
chug
don't
beer.
get it twisted. Like this guy has a video of him in a Duncan Robinson Miami Heat Vice uniform at a park, right? Throws the ball up in the air, chugs a beer, then goes up and crams it.
Yeah.
Yo,
Can you still
you
dunk?
different, twin.
It's funny because I can do one of those things and George can do one of those things.
What's that?
I can chug, not as fast as you, but I can chug,
And
and you can dunk. And
says who?
you can dunk. Look at you, dude. You're down looking sexy.
No, but Ronny Doitche, I
both.
got a quick question.
All right, hit us.
So, me and Kevin were talking, but if there were a top 5, or actually a Mount Rushmore of people that you would want to chug a beer with, who would they be?
We can keep it at 5 because Mount Rushmore's 4, but let's go.
I know, but I
Five
feel
is
like the
better.
Mount Rushmore is kind of like the thing. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin is definitely
Yeah.
in mine.
Yeah, dude.
So,
Yes.
yeah, Stone Cold.
Yeah. 316.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken would be pretty funny.
Why walking?
I just think he's so fucking funny. I just love him.
Okay.
Danny DeVito. You're in Philadelphia. I don't know if you got,
Yeah.
did you get big into Always Sunny?
No, I didn't, but I
dude,
feel like I'm letting the city
Him
of Philadelphia.
he's already so famous and so rich, and like he plays the funniest role where he has no problem like getting naked and like coming out of a couch and like gargling and like throwing up beer.
And he joined that show like late too. He joined it like second or third.
Danny DeVito, if you see this, the Ronny Doitche
Come see our boy.
is calling you out. No, not calling you out, appreciating you.
Yeah.
So
That's 3. So 2 more.
I'd love to just meet Will Ferrell. So probably Will Ferrell would be in there.
Will Ferrell.
That's 4. Jesus.
And then you got to think
It's not
about,
power tools, it's my toothbrush.
do you think there's anyone that could? Do you genuinely think there's anyone in the world that could beat you?
I think that what I do, other people can do it.
Okay.
You can only pour it so fast.
Yeah.
So it's like, you need to like, I can tell when someone can do it because they're holding a plastic Solo cup at the tailgate or whatever, and they curve it. If
So it
you're
just
if you're if you're
pours.
holding it normally and you just go like straight up,
You're cooking 'em.
it's going to go all over your face.
Yeah.
But if
So if someone has like
you
the
grab
C,
it-
you're like, oh, this is about to be some shit right here.
Or if they're like standing like off to the side watching me like doing like 8 thinking they're going to get an advantage, like you can kind of tell when someone's scoping me out. But other people can
Yo,
unreal,
so you mean to tell me you
I'm on
show up to
10.
these tailgates and people are like, so you're, mind you, while you're getting inebriated, you're like, okay, this person I see over here, right? I've done 4 of these like full beers, right? Which most people would be like, like all drunk. And you're peeping that someone's like eyeing you up or sizing you up and being like, after you ate, he's like, hey, let's get a recording of this. Like you see that.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be pretty devastating to fucking lose one in front of like a crowd of like 400 people in Buffalo.
So how many beers deep have you been in where you've been like, fuck, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this
where you start
person.
slowing down, basically.
Well, the thing is, I don't slow down. I'll ruin my day.
Like how? Explain.
I mean,
You'll come in looking like that.
yeah. My problem is like I have a really tough time saying no to people.
Yeah.
Like if they want to do it,
You're a
like,
people pleaser.
once I get like 10 in, then it's 15. Like in Buffalo, I had really good tickets to
The Bills game?
play the Bills Chiefs.
Oh,
I did like
How cold?
probably between 22 and 25, and I just missed the game.
No.
Then you're just like, I left my table there, I left my sign there.
they're like, where's Ronny
Where'd you end
Doitche? He's
up?
behind an RV, he peed himself.
Where'd you end up?
I just ended up back at like I'm very good at getting home. I'll just quietly like I'll stop talking
Get an
and I'll just
Uber.
like quietly get home. Because if I get drunk, I'm not loud. I just get quiet.
Yeah.
Well, you're not like, you're very personable to talk to, but you're never loud. Even like just talking to you, like we're getting jazzed up talking to you, and you're still very.
Because we're excited because you bring a talent that neither of us will ever get to see in our day and age.
I mean, I can suck one back, but mostly out of a bottle. That's the best I can suck back. And I tickle.
Dude, enough.
I tickle the other side of the bottle. Okay, let's switch gears to now your basketball career.
Okay.
Because we all know you're a legend when it comes. Oh, actually, before we do that, I really want to hear about the Barstool thing. So let's get to that. What happened with this Barstool internship? Number one, Barstool, let me talk to you for a second. Do you understand the man that is sitting next to us?
Yeah.
He is the best chugger. He's literally a bottomless pit. Anything he can throw down his throat, he will.
We could have sent him to every single tailgate coming up here in the fall and gotten prime content of him slugging 1, high noons, 2, beers,
3,
more beers,
dogs,
yeah,
4, clams.
He's not Kobayashi,
anything, dude. Well, he's pretty good with the
I've chugged a clam before, a steamer.
Yeah, I've seen you do the steamers. You guys got to. Hopefully, you were just not hiring him for an intern so that you can hire him full time, because this is the guy you need on your roster. But anyway, talk to us about how that all went down.
Yeah, so I just saw they posted something. They were just looking for an intern
on LinkedIn or something.
No, dude, I haven't been on LinkedIn I haven't been doing anything for like 4 years. But yeah, I just saw on Instagram they're posting it. I'm like, what the hell? I might as well apply.
Yeah.
And I applied, and they reached out. And they're like, all right, we're going to interview like 6 people. I'm like, oh, this is going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Because like it was for PMT, and I've been listening to PMT for like 8 years.
Part of my take for those fresh new podcasters, it's a Barstool podcast.
So you've been on them for a minute.
Oh, one thing about me, I've had like 20 jobs, like all terrible jobs. I've lobstered, I've landscaped, I've like just found like the easy. Well, it sounded like it was going to be easy, but I just like kind of gone. I've kind of
lobstering so hard. Probably.
Oh, it fucking sucks. But like when you go from job to job. So you
acquire a lot of talents.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You'd think you would, but I'm just like barely getting by in all of these jobs. But anyways, I've been listening to them, and I'm like, I know them enough where if I show up with a suit and a briefcase and a half-gallon of chocolate milk, and I ship out lobster meat from Boston to Chicago and make lobster rolls, they'll fucking get such a big kick out of it. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, there's no way this doesn't work out.
There is no way.
And then... So I show up to the interview, and everything's on. Like the suitcase is kind of leaking, and Big Cat's just like, "Dude, what is like? You're making a mess." I'm like, "It's just ice. It's just ice." And then I open it up, and he's just like, "Is that lobster meat?" And then like he's worried about the lobster meat, and then he doesn't trust that like I refrigerated it good enough. So like
he's not going to eat it.
Him and PFT didn't really want the lobster rolls, which was like not good for. And then, I mean, I did the chocolate milk chug, but
that was like the funniest video when he's like, "So do you have a half gallon of chocolate milk?" And you're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What are you gonna do with it?" And you're like, "I'm gonna chug it." He just slams a half gallon of chocolate milk.
The people loved it. I will look at the comments. It was like
crazy.
It was like Ronny Doitche greater than Huey. But I guess I have a question for our people over there at Barstool. Big Cat, my guy. And PMT, what could Sir Ronny Doitche have done better? I mean, I know when like you never seen the thing in Step Brothers where like they fart and they're like, he's like this wearing a suit thing kind of got a little creepy. I'm sure that's what you thought. When,
smells like ketchup.
Yeah, when he brought out the lobster meat. But like, is there any way we can give our guy another chance? I feel like he'd be a great acquisition to the Barstool roster, especially now that you guys have moved out to Chicago.
And also, there's a big basketball game. You would be huge for their basketball game. I think they're doing a Chicago versus New York game. You'd probably be the best player. I know there's like Mark Titus, I think, played.
Mark Titus, OH.
Yeah, OH. Okay, talk to us about your basketball career. You were a stud. First off, you used to beat George at one-on-one.
He did. Tell him about when I was a freshman and you were a freshman. He was a freshman in college. I was a freshman in high school.
Okay.
What's our age gap? 4 years? So when you were like 13, 14, I was 17, 18. And like,
Same size.
Yeah, because you were
what do you
big?
think you were? You were probably 6'4", 6'5". You think you
Yeah,
were,
300 pounds.
At what?
well, I mean, I think
freshman?
we were both
The
pretty-
same weight. He
we were-
was just chiseled in muscle,
Yeah.
and I was like, roly-poly. I probably had like heavenly donuts coming out on my jersey and stuff.
perfecto.
Yeah. yes. Only East Coast people would
I
know
mean, my
that.
weight fucking fluctuated the same way. I was like between 230 and 250.
But the thing that I
260.
remembered about Tommy is fucking, he just had like a motor, right? So essentially big men in pickup like never really touch the ball because there's always like that guard that's like, come set a ball screen or like, I'm going to shoot a three.
Never give it
But
up.
he was always so dedicated to going to offensive rebounding every time. Wow, that's a girl I went to high school with.
Oh, sick. Hey. What's her name? Throw the government out.
Natalie
Natalie.
DePaulo.
Tilton or
Oh, you
Yeah.
threw the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Anyway, so and he would be
Dude, put that away, Natalie. We don't want to see that.
Come on.
What the heck?
Come on, you're not being nice.
She walked away.
Literally, he would be committed to offensive rebounding, which would mean that I'd have to box out,
Yeah.
and then fucking would sprint back on defense and wouldn't let me get an advantage. And then when his team would get the ball, he'd sprint. So all I remember is like never really like playing one-on-one. It was fucking like chasing him the whole fucking time and then
you
trying to like, and then a couple times, I'm going to admit this to you because, I think we're cool now, but I'd try and be like dirty as fucking like try and stick him with an elbow to be like, all right, stop fucking coming in here.
Yeah.
And he just, like he does with beers, he's just
Slammed it
persistent.
back.
yeah, he's not going to stop. He's going to keep showing up. Like I'm at your front doorstep. I'm at your front doorstep.
Just like beers, he swallowed you up. Is that what you're saying?
I fucking hate Kevin.
Okay, here's my question. So you would say when you were a sophomore, you could finally beat him, right? So you were.
We were pretty.
No, I would
when
say
we
it's
were
pretty freshman,
sophomores,
sophomore. Junior year is when it was like
Junior year,
Okay.
it was like a whole different like.
All right, so
Level.
junior year, 17,
yeah. I played in the Serious Summer League up in Portsmouth, New Hampshire,
and you were like,
I won MVP.
Okay, so that's my question.
Tyrese Gibbs, I owe you an apology.
I don't think
Tyrese
you
Gibbs.
do owe him an apology.
He was getting nasty with me, wasn't he?
Oh yeah,
Wait, what happened? I heard you told me.
Okay,
this story.
so
he was talking shit about Iowa State, like Iowa State was.
So I
worse
was
than-
playing in this. I was playing in this summer league up in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. My coach Marcus O'Neill from the Tilton School would bring me up there, and I'd play. And it was like a men's league, right? And I, at that point, was like 16, like committed to play at Iowa State, or 17. And I obviously had not a mouth, but like I would talk shit.
Yeah.
But like the best part about it was like I was able to back it up because it was like
You were nice.
yeah, it was a
Yeah.
men's league up in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So like I'd be able to back it up. And this guy that went to UNH, Tyrese Gibbs.
He's not the one from Jersey. There's a bunch of Gibbs brother from Jersey.
I don't know.
Anyway.
No, there's like an Ashton Gibbs. No,
Okay,
not
yeah.
him. But he was running his mouth when I said something like, "Oh, bucket." He was like, "You think you're gonna go to the Big 12 and fucking play? You're not gonna get off the fucking bench." And this aggravated
off.
me so much. Like you have no idea. Like I kind of like lose my temper sometimes now, but like when I was 17, like
Lost.
I could say anything. Like I could talk about your family like this. I just lost it. So I had remembered like growing up, like he went to UNH. They had an opportunity to go to like the NCAA tournament, and like he had like a turnover,
Yeah.
and like they lost the game. So
Oh, you remembered that?
I was like,
costly turnover.
I was like, oh yeah, oh is that how you feel? Well, tell me how you felt when you cost your team a chance to go to the NCAA tournament because you couldn't fucking take care of the ball.
No.
And the worst part about it, bro, was like I think he was ready to beat my ass, but then I look over my shoulder and the head coach of UNH is sitting right at Bill
Right there.
Bill
Harrion.
Harrion. I was like, oh my God. So then we go into the fall and like college coaches would come up to a gym to like watch us, and I was just like, anytime UNH came in the gym, I was like,
You're like, fuck.
oh my God.
Did you at least like go off and like?
No,
in that game
I
or no?
won like MVP, but it's like that's
he
not
had like
saying
35 points.
that game.
Yeah.
The thing was like,
Oh, yeah, he left
you
it
were
out.
probably 16 or 17, and it was you and like
Greg Lacasse, Coates. Who else was it?
Hey, we got
We're
fans
getting
here.
people
I think they were
waving
waving
at
at you.
well that was one team that was really fucking good, but also like Coates always had like 5 or 6 like Division I players. That he was like telling them he was going to get them contracts to go to play in Europe.
Oh, because he was an agent.
So that was probably
we're
tough.
just exposing all the tea right now.
That was probably tough for them because they were like 22, 23, and you were 17.
Yeah,
and you were like scoring 35, 40 points, and it's like where we played.
It was outdoors,
an outdoor
double rim,
where like
it's hard, to
impossible. Like if you put up 40 or 50 points, sometimes it was like enough.
Yeah, I mean, I know because I scored 34 in the men's league.
Yeah, it was indoor though,
so it's not a big deal. I did score 40.
Could you do that now, today, poopy butt?
Right now, no, I couldn't. I'm barely getting through this. Hey, so speaking of how good I am at basketball, when do you think the age? I'm 6 years older than you. When do you think the age is that I stopped being able to beat you one-on-one? I could beat you when I was 16 and you were 10.
No,
definitely 16 and 10. You were a 10-year-old.
But tell him how. Tell him.
There's a 6-year gap.
There's a 6-year gap. So I was 16.
I bet when you were 19, he was 13. I bet
he could beat me.
It better be a pretty.
I was thinking that's exactly the number too. 19, 13. I think 12.
20.
You heard him. That was exactly the number that I was thinking, dude. Dude, you know how like I know we're on the same way because like we're internet sensations and like we read each other's minds.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And he'll do this and so like, what are you gonna do? Run club? And like we're gonna be there at 8:30. Meet at the Coffee Bean because we're gonna run.
His impression of me is undefeated.
I'm just so happy that Kevin made it today because literally I called him and I'm like, hey, like, are you gonna be here? He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna make it. So the dedication that he's shown, we don't give him enough credit, but he drives up to where we need
4 hours.
Yeah, to where we need this podcast to get done, and he's dedicated to the bench sheet.
It's all about the content,
Tommy. But with that being said, how far do you want to like take this beer drinking thing? Like, what would be the ideal situation for you? You know, as I know, like
you already have a good.
I know, like shucking corn. You did that like 4 years ago with all the 20 jobs that you've had.
I've shucked some corn. Yeah.
Did you?
No, I was fucking joking.
You probably could have.
In family settings.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't really. I mean, there's only so many avenues I can really go. I mean, that's why I was so fired up for like the Barstool thing.
Yeah.
Because like I could, if I got in there, obviously like a big part of what I do is drinking, but like there's a lot of other shit I could have done.
You're very
tell
funny.
us. Tell him. Let him tell us what else other stuff he can do.
Yeah.
Well, like,
put him on the spot. Tell us what you can do.
What I want to do and what I'm trying to get someone to do is just get me a van and let me like go across the country and do all the SEC football games.
Yes.
Do NFL games and also do like college reviews.
Dude, if you
can I put something out there?
Yeah.
I myself, George Niang,
yes,
will give a winner $5,000 if there is a recording of them in person beating the one, the only Ronny Doitche in a beer chug.
Anywhere in the country.
Anywhere in the country.
Okay.
Can that?
And I will give $50.
So $5,050 if you can beat Ronny Doitche in a beer chug anywhere in the United States.
You've never lost.
Well, like sometimes it just like doesn't go down that well.
You still beat people.
Dude, why the fuck didn't you tell me that before?
You already put it out there, George.
I didn't know you were going to put like
5K.
once in a great while. It just like usually if it's the first couple and I'm not warmed up, it might not go down.
Okay, well,
smooth.
I don't think there's anybody out there.
Why don't you do it like it has to be at a tailgate this year?
Okay, fine.
Out of a solo cup.
It has to be at a tailgate out of a solo cup.
Any college or NFL, right? I think we can say that.
I also want to do.
Yeah, you ain't rolling up on this guy at CVS with like you got a Busch Light and give him a Coors Light and 2 red Solo cups and think like
that counts.
It's about to go down. No, we're not doing that. That's borderline.
I want to do a college move-in day and bring my table and bring a sign that says like 1,000 to your 20, and if your dad beats me, I'll move your child in. That would probably be pretty good.
That is so good. Can we get that on the Friday beers?
I'd probably just get like, I'd have to do it quickly because I'd probably get just kicked off campus.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean,
at a private school, I can't really see that happening.
But at a
state
at a
school,
Plymouth State.
at a Penn State,
Yeah,
if
you
we
can
could
get
get you on campus at Penn State, calling all Nittany Lions.
Yeah,
If we
all
could, actually, no,
frat houses. Do it on a
forget
frat
that.
house lawn.
If we could,
That's true.
Hey,
Frat house lawn.
I was thinking dorms.
Frat house
But
lawn.
house is
what
probably the way
about
to do it.
Ohio State? We might need to bring you up there.
Yeah, we could.
Someone get back to us. Ohio State, the Buckeyes.
We need that.
When is your moving date? Because I might have to,
could all pull up.
ship you up there. That'd be great content. Hey,
It'd be
we
good
could do a
content.
live podcast while Tommy does that.
in Columbus, and maybe with our new spot that we may be doing.
Yeah.
Which is
Hey, honestly, I love Columbus. There's a lot of cool things up there. What's my favorite taco spot, Kev?
Condados.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Condados? I think it's Condados.
Consado.
We'll get to all that. Here's the other thing I want to ask you, because me and George have a bet that George doesn't think I can run a beer mile under 8 minutes. What do you think your beer mile time would be? Do you want me to explain the rules, or do you know it?
Oh, I know the rules.
Okay.
I'd struggle. I haven't like run a mile in a
All right. So if you trained for like a couple months.
I mean, I think I could take you if I had a
But
couple months.
Here's the thing. This is the thing
What
about
the
beer
fuck
miles.
do you mean a couple months?
Hold on, listen,
Have
this-
you seen this guy run? He has calves the size of my thigh.
Here's the
Have you seen
thing.
His Cleveland Caps are twice
No,
the size
that's
of
what I'm saying. I'm saying
Oh,
you
yeah.
would take him. Yeah.
yeah.
Listen, here's
This
the
guy waddles.
Here's
I get
the thing.
some hanging, like a little toilet paper hanging from his booty.
A lot of poop talk today. I can't make dick jokes, but you can make shit jokes. Come on,
Be
George. We're
appropriate,
family
Kevin,
friendly.
seriously.
Okay, this is the thing about beer mile is the rules are you have to drink it out of a can or
a bottle.
and you can't like mess with it. It's got to be open and drink.
Yep.
You can't tear it open or anything like that.
Yes.
So that's what I learned how to be able to as fast as the beer goes down, it goes in my throat. Pause.
If you want to like set a date and we both do it, that would be pretty fun. It'd be
Done.
a nice.
Yeah, we're
George, who are you
excuse.
putting?
We're gonna do it August 17th in Columbus. Ohio State's
Done.
campus. Tommy's gonna be running a mile, and he's also gonna be helping move kids in. Especially if your dad. He's
gonna help your dad
If your
move.
dad can beat him in a chug, he'll move your kid in.
Yeah, we need
And
that.
$1,000.
And $1,000. 20 to your 1,000.
If they put 20 up and they beat me, they get 1,000.
No, we're not doing 40.
Well, nobody's going to want to do that.
Yeah. I think you'd be able to make enough money off the 20s. That
What do you mean, $40 to get $1,000?
Yeah, you might be able to do. He might be right.
Maybe.
40.
These dudes are cutting checks for $70K for their
Oh,
kids to
that's-
go to fucking college. You don't think that they'll
get
be able
drunk
to
in
produce
college.
and show their son, like, yeah, son, back in my day, it was me, Richie Johnson,
Sloan Kettering.
he was Cam Sylvester, and we were up there at that town bar.
Blazing it up.
Yeah.
We used to get so drunk.
Holy smokes.
Okay, well, look, this was fun. Thanks for jumping on.
Thanks for having
Good
me,
luck
guys.
No,
to
we-
everything. Shout to Friday Beers. We didn't get around to Friday Beers. Your relationship with them has been good.
Wait, let's
Yeah.
not cut
let's
it
get to
short.
that.
Talk to us about Friday Beers, because we love Friday Beers. We just don't
Yeah.
know if Friday Beers loves us as much as we love
We
them.
love them a lot.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure they'd love you if you guys put a little effort in. And
You think we can get
We
some
should
hats?
call. Yeah.
oh, 100%. I guarantee.
What about a
you guys
T-shirt?
could.
Are you being facetious?
No,
right now?
I'm being completely honest. I love Friday Beers, but if I were to
Well,
have,
they already like. I know they already like Kevin.
Or hopefully
I'm sure they'd
gonna
love.
make something
I don't know
work
if you. I
with
don't know if you've met the. I don't know if you've met the team.
His name's
But-
Jack.
But
I met Jack before.
I'm sure they'd love you.
but I just don't, because now that
I don't
I
know
play
if you can-
basketball in the winters and
He got a
in the
contract.
summers,
and
I
he changed.
podcast.
That's what happens. He got a contract and he changed. That's what happened to you, George.
So how did you get in with Friday Beers? How did that all come about? Because we saw how you tried to get in with Barstool, and I know you didn't go that way with Friday Beers because you're hired.
Friday Beers took
This is
you.
kind of a good story. So I know these two guys, Colin and Charles, and they work for this company, House 17, and they do like a bunch of like video and editing work and stuff like that. And I met them like 3 or 4 years ago. They were up in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, like filming, like Chase Winovich was up there
Yeah,
for the year.
yeah.
They were like filming all of his stuff. So like I saw them out at the bar and I went over to them
Yeah.
and I ended up staying at like some mansion in Rye and like hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild. And
And they knew who you were from the internet.
from that, and then they got in with Friday Beers, and they remembered me, and I posted that one tailgate video that got like 35 million views
What?
on TikTok, out of nowhere. I had never gotten like huge views on TikTok, but it was like
35 million?
It was right after they switched it up where videos over a minute get like
big views.
You get big views and you also get paid.
Oh,
Yeah, so you got paid off this?
Yeah, that was the first time like
nice check.
I ever got like a decent amount of money off of TikTok. But anyways, they remembered me and it just like kind of worked out to just like I'm not working for them officially, but just like advertising some of the Friday Beers stuff.
We love that. Friday Beers, hey, we have a lot of love for you. I know you guys like Kev, but you know,
shouts
I can win you guys over too. With this being said, I'd kind of just want to launch off. If you could call out 3 people that you want to challenge in a beer chug, who would they be?
Preferably athletes that George knows, so we could do it.
Not even preferably athletes, but you can get in touch with anybody. Like Kev got in touch with me.
I did. I DM'd him. Okay, who do you think you'd really want to take down to Chinatown aside from me?
So what's really pisses me off is people are always just like telling me who I should chug against, like it's that easy.
Yeah.
Oh, you should just challenge him, and it's like, oh shit, I've never fucking thought. Obviously, that would be fucking huge for me to do.
Yeah. I know who.
Because you know what we're gonna do.
Number one's got to be Kelsey, right? Travis Kelsey.
Kelsey can put him down.
Yeah.
Travis Kelsey,
Number one, Cleveland.
Killer Trav. You know you're my boy. If there's any possible way for charity, we could get you to do a chug off against my boy Ronny Doitche.
We got to do it.
I would love to be a part of that.
Taylor Lewan's also pretty quick.
Oh yeah, he can suck him back, huh?
He can suck him back.
Sergeant suck.
I don't know if you could beat.
I think you can win.
Yeah,
both.
you got it.
That would be pretty depressing if like my thing's chugging beer and he's a professional athlete and he has the professional athlete and then just takes the beer thing and then I have to go
have nothing.
Go landscape again or something.
that
would suck.
But you're undefeated
Shuck
though.
corn.
So far, I mean, I'd love to do it.
Yeah.
They're both really quick, and then maybe like Richie Incognito.
Oh yeah, he'd bully you.
I can just picture him.
Yo, you gotta chill.
What? That's what he got in trouble for. It's a joke.
family event.
He would bully you probably.
I know,
like physically.
But like that would be good content.
That would be great content.
That'd be great.
If you like poured it down your mouth like you're a pledge kinda.
Yeah.
I'd let him pour something down my mouth.
Whoa.
Not gay. Not like.
Come on, why are you,
dude? I'd let him pour something down my mouth.
Hey, honestly, from all of our people here at the bench sheet, we're sorry for Kevin's behavior.
What? I said I'd let him pour something down my throat.
On this podcast. But with that being said, Ronny Doitche, a.k.a. Tommy Dowd, thank you for coming on.
Thanks
we really
for having me,
appreciate
guys.
it. This is awesome.
great.
And Barstool, you made a mistake.
I hope
you
we
did.
can get together in Ohio.
Yes.
Maybe in August to do.
Let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Ohio
Hey,
in August.
you heard it here first, guys. We're out.